Yo, welcome to a new Craftopia video. I think we need to talk about the update that dropped yesterday. The Xbox optimization update. The one you've all been waiting for. Now this video is going to be very different because usually I'm giving this game nothing but praise. It's my favorite game to play. And as you guys know, I make content and stream it every single day. And this update didn't even affect me. It affected you guys. But I'm on your side. But we do have to get some facts out here. First of all, if you do enjoy this video, please do drop a like and subscribe. Comment down below with whatever problems you're having. I get it, the game's broken right now, but we've got to start somewhere. So, let's do this. Now this isn't going to be a light-hearted fun video as my videos normally are. This is going to be a one-to-one chat where we run through some of the comments that you guys left, some of the feedback I received, and talk over some of the conversations that I had with some of you guys. Now if you didn't watch my video yesterday where I spoke about the optimization of the game, I played my Xbox version and I gave the update a go. Now first of all, I'm going to cover some of the feedback I received for that video. That video, it was a test. I don't play Xbox. I hopped on my Xbox to test it, see how it ran, so I could give you guys feedback and potential fixes, such as setting changes, that kind of thing. Like I always do. And some of you guys were annoyed at me for that. You didn't like the fact that a PC player was given Xbox criticism. But I started on Xbox. I was probably playing Xbox before some of you were alive. So it's nothing but love to you Xbox players. In fact, I'm probably more of an Xbox player than I am a PC player. I spend half my life on Game Pass, but I think as someone who often reviews things in this game, gives feedback on settings, I think I'm able to check out a game and give you guys my opinions and constructive feedback so we can all help this game get better. Now I understand, a lot of you are saying, oh, you're so used to higher frame rates, that's why it feels worse. No, it's not. That is a cop-out. The reality of it, it does feel worse. Check my comments. All 300 comments. The only people who said it felt better were Xbox One and Xbox One S owners. Other than that, nothing. And we're going to go through some. I just wanted to clear up this, I'm a PC player, what do I know about console? Because I know a lot about console. But the program I boot my game up with doesn't take away the fact that I am at heart an Xbox player. But those comments were also very minimal to the amount of people who were just giving me genuine feedback. I get you guys are annoyed about the game. I am too. If you guys give up playing, I get no views. The amazing community I put so much hard work into will just disappear. So I want this game to succeed just as much as you guys. I want it to run as smooth on every console as it can. But let's move on. Let's move on. I'm going to start by going through a quick brief on some of the feedback I've received from each type of console owner, and then we will actually go through some comments together. So first of all, Xbox One. Amazing the game is working better for you. I'm so glad you can get off that beginner island. Some of you have done amazing progress without even being able to leave the first island. That's impressive. But now you get to enjoy the game. You get to go and have fun. Same for you Xbox One S players. Believe me, as much as I was frustrated that it ruined the game on my One X and it ruined the game for new gens, I am over the moon that Xbox One players are able to play. Because at the end of the day, newer gen players, PC players, we've been playing flawlessly since day one. I can absolutely sympathize with anybody who has been stuck on Beginner Island since day one. And it's still crashing. Let's move on to Xbox One X. A lot of you One X players were saying that it was running amazing before. Now it's running awful. I played it on my One X. When the game first came out, it wasn't running amazing. It was running better. Don't get me wrong, it was definitely running better. But it wasn't running amazing. You guys need an optimization. We all do. Even us PC players need an optimization. And unfortunately, you've taken a bit of a hit. And some of you guys have said you're still getting crashes. That is unfortunate. But the game is so early on that things like this are gonna happen. Now don't get me wrong, I'm gonna give the game some heavy criticism in a minute, but I just want to cover some of you guys first. So let's move on to you new gens. I completely understand how frustrated you guys are. Some of you guys have said how unplayable it is now. Your characters are getting stuck. Your stuff disappeared. A whole bunch of problems. And you have every right to be frustrated about that. But some of you saying that the game is now dead, you're uninstalling, come on. Come on. I get that you may not have the patience for it right now, and that's completely understandable. Maybe take a little break. But you can't take a game that's early as it is and decide that a bug that has popped up due to an update is enough to remove the game. If it's your first time playing an alpha, maybe you feel like that. But I've played so many games in early access that this bug isn't that bad. I get it, it's now unplayable for you. I'm not saying it's not bad at all. I'm just saying this has happened in so many games before. And the devs get quick to fix it. So please, I'm asking you, be patient. The updates are coming. And I have dates for that, which I'll give you guys in a second. So to summarize here, I get it. The game is not in the best state it is right now. But as soon as they released that update, within an hour, they addressed the issue and gave us dates for when they're going to fix those issues. You can't be too mad at that. A lot of devs would just leave it for weeks. And I think one of the biggest mistakes they did here was they combined all consoles into one update. So you Series X players took the same impact that you OG Xbox One players received from that update. This should never have happened, especially as they've taken that opportunity to then lock and hide away all the settings. But believe me, I'm getting into some criticism in a minute and I'm not holding back. But let's talk about some of these fixes. So Xbox players, your updates will be tomorrow. So that's Friday the 24th. You will receive another patch. This is still primarily aimed at Xbox One and Xbox One S, and I guess a little bit of X as well. The 27th of September, Xbox Series S and Series X will receive a patch. Now, I don't know what these patches are going to do. I'm hoping they bring back settings, but I just don't know right now. When I know, you know I'll let you guys know. I just said no a lot of times. So until then, we're just kind of dealing with it. I'm trying to find fixes for each issue. The invisibility in multiplayer, things disappearing, the game crashing for Series X players, players being stuck and just can't move, can't do nothing. I'm trying to find fixes for you guys, believe me. So let me give the game a little bit of criticism. This update was absolutely terrible. Great for Xbox One and One S players, but even still, a lot of issues. New issues, such as headless NPCs that are destroying bases, multiplayer people going invisible. What's all that about? But by far the most frustrating thing in my opinion, removing the settings and locking it at mid to high. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. No game should ever force you to play on a setting. If you want to choose quality over FPS, that should be your choice. If you want to choose FPS over quality, great. Whatever you want to do, that should be the option. I understand removing some of the settings, but realistically, my settings video did better than what your update did. And on top of that, you knew you messed up when you had an entire thread of about 9 tweets on Twitter explaining everything that you've done wrong. It's fantastic that you acknowledge that, and I will continue to love and support this game. But with the early days that it's in, this feedback is needed. If we all sat here and said, yeah, the game's fantastic, and they left it like this, we'd give up within a week. I want to see this game become the biggest game in the world. The community deserves it. The community is amazing. They deserve this game to absolutely blow up and just have content here and updates there. That's what we want. But we want a working game, so this feedback is absolutely needed. Now, I know what you're thinking. What's the point of ranting in a video? Why not talk to a devs? I'm in a private message with devs to provide them feedback that you guys give me. Last night, I was up till 6 AM replying to 300 comments. I did not miss a single comment, and I will continue to go through them as they're still coming in now. I'm technically a live chat for Craftopia tech support. I ain't getting paid, but that's what I'm doing because I love the game and I love the community. Now, some of you have taken this opportunity to move on from the game, and I'm sorry to hear that. I really hope you come back one day, but I can't blame you. Playing a game in early access is incredibly risky. But one thing I think we should all take away from this is be careful what we're doing. Maybe it's not worth building a giant base just yet, because you don't know what is going to be put in place where you built that base. New things are going to come into the game. Maybe it's not quite worth stacking up 1 million of each resource, just in case an update comes and wipes your chest. It's going to ruin the game for you. You have to be a little bit careful. Okay, now I have to do this in here because I get a lot of comments, so we have to do it for this video specific. So if you left feedback in other videos about this, I'm sorry, but it would just take me too long to filter it all out. Whereas here, we can just scroll. So there's no point in going through every single comment just because a lot of them are very similar. but I'm going to go through some of the ones that I had a good chat on about, things like that, and break down most of the issues that you guys expressed. Which, by the way, thank you so much for the feedback in that video. I absolutely love it when you guys are vocal, and as much as I don't want you to have problems, I love hearing about when you do and what you feel about them. It just makes us come together as a community and realize it's not your game messing up, it's all of our game. Okay, so here we have, I tried playing again. I am on new gen. It's actually worse than the old gen. It's pushing 15 FPS, where before I could run almost max graphics and hit 40 FPS, but now it's almost unplayable. Absolutely. That seems to be the biggest hit, is the FPS. Xbox One Original. I am able to move islands without crashing. However, I noticed when I manual save sometimes, the game doesn't actually save and I'm still crashing every 10 to 15 minutes. I only tried for about an hour before I got sick of reloading. I hope there is a future optimization. If not, this game will have to wait until I have a PC. Fair play with the constant updates, keep it up. Thank you very much. But yeah, you're right. It's a pain. The game crashing, it's not going to be very fun. I absolutely agree. As you can see here, you have another update on the 24th. Tomorrow, Friday, 24th, the day of my 24-hour stream, selfless plug, you guys will get a new update and hopefully that's going to fix a lot of those problems. But don't hold your breath if you're on newer gen, because this is still aimed at older gen. Anyone else having multiplayer issues? When I join my friend, he is invisible, and on the top left, it doesn't show his name or health. I can see his marker, and he can see me just fine. I'm on 1S, and he is on Xbox One X. There is a lot of you having this problem. Unfortunately, this is difficult for me to test, but I am working on it, and I have a couple of friends who are more than happy to help me out. As soon as we figure out a fix, believe me, I will let you guys know, because I need to know by tomorrow. I'm playing on Xbox Series X, went to the islands, and I could not move my character, can check map, change weapons, even go to inventory, select and move, but my character was frozen. So this freezing issue, this is one I am majorly trying to work on a fix on. I don't have a Series X, so I have to figure out a way to make suggestions to my Series X friends who are more than happy to help me out, but it's pretty difficult. But I'm working on it, I promise. Update sucks for Series X users. Frames are ass now. It's stuttering and therefore unplayable for me. I used to lower the graphics to get smooth frames, and now they took away the settings and effed it up. Great way to drop the player base. Now this is absolutely true. The Series X users, you guys were running at such a nice frame rate, even if it meant you had to drop your settings down. It was the same as my Xbox One X. When I first loaded up the game, it felt horrible. Then I dropped all the settings down, turned off anti-aliasing, things like that. Basically what I suggested in my settings video, and the game felt nice. Now it feels worse than when I very first loaded it up. So I feel like if I was able to drop those settings again, same as you Series X users, if you're able to drop the quality settings and stuff, the FPS might get more up towards the 60 mark, and we deal with that. Okay, it isn't unplayable, but I had it running so smooth on Series X before. Hopefully they give us back some optimization settings. The stuttering when moving is noticeable. Again, you guys will get an update on the 27th if you are a Series X or Series S user, and hopefully that should fix those problems. But I've received a couple of clips from you guys of the game stuttering like crazy, and if you're dealing with that, I salute you, because that would be a time off for me. Man, what a disappointment. I'm glad older gen consoles can play now, but they've ruined this game for Series X. I'll still be catching streams and all your vids, but I'm done until the next fix. Pretty sure I had a flip book as a kid with better frame rates. This seems to be the common thing. If you're on those newer gen and you're used to running those nice high frame rates, that's pretty much non-existent now, which feels like it takes so much more of an impact. But again, 27th. It keeps crashing for the Xbox One S. Now this is an awkward part for me, because after speaking to a couple of devs, I have heard that if your game cannot make it to the main menu, your save has corrupt. Which means if you're on console, you need to go into the properties of the game and clear your save data. However, personally, if that was me and my account got wiped, I'd wait for the update and hope that fixes it before I clear anything. You just don't know if you're going to clear it, and then that could have fixed it and you've lost your account for no reason. But apparently that's what it means if you can't even make it to the main menu to world select. Take that as you will. Xbox Series X and S, Before patch, I didn't experience many issues traveling islands, only crash on rare occasions or in multiplayer. Now it's unplayable. I can't travel islands or my character freezes in spot. I can open the map and scroll the hotbar, but no animation, and I can't move. Now here is a conversation I want to run you guys through because I think this summarizes it nicely. I had a lovely chat with OSK Cinder here. We had a great back and forth, and I feel like we covered a good amount of ground. I'm going to run through that with you now. Xbox Series X here. Prior to update, 0 issues, with 4 days of gameplay, with the exception of massive frame rate drops during the Griffin's big attack. Now, that's pretty standard. The Griffin, that animation is awful. They either need to remove it or fix that up big time. After the update, terrible, super laggy, maybe 15 frames on empty islands of all places where my main base is as well, unfortunately, which seems to be the case for a lot of us. Friend on Xbox One X, 0 issues as well. After 7+ days of in-game time, except small frame drop in Hell, specifically, and like myself, massive frame drop during Griffin Boss. After update, runs as shown in video, worse in some, better in even less. Same for me. The Poison Islands somehow ran better than all the other islands for me now, on the One X. Super weird. In my opinion, there was 0 need to remove all of the graphical options we had. Some consoles are going to need different optimization than others, depending on whether you are new or old gen, 1S, 1X, etc. Absolutely, removing those settings was probably the worst part of the update in my opinion. Now this disclaimer is what I want a lot of you to listen to. Disclaimer, don't take any of this as complaining. I love this game. So much content for a game in alpha and excited for full release, but still a lot of work to do. So I ask everyone to please be patient and give them time. It's a very small studio, but once the game comes out, it will be amazing. Now this is very important, and this is why, I mean, look at this conversation we had. This is why I have to run through this with you guys, because I want you guys to just understand that this is a small game studio. The fact that we already have the content that we do is amazing. So yeah, these bugs are going to come in. They'll probably happen again. Unfortunately, until the full release, we kind of just have to deal with it. So I said, I am 100% behind this comment. I love the game and I'm not complaining, but feedback is important to make this game succeed. I could have really bashed the game in this video, but I didn't because it's my favorite game. But we have every right to point out the issue. The game would get lazy if we didn't. Thank you for this feedback. Can I potentially use this in a future video? Please do. I don't want to rush the developers at all. The main focus of my comment was to bring light to what I and my friend encountered and bring to light that this game is in alpha. It's going to have issues, going to have moments where things don't run properly. There's a reason there's a notice for it every time the game is launched. I really want this game to succeed. For that to happen, 2 things need to happen. 1, receivable input from the community, which you are doing. And 2, the understanding and patience of the community to not rush the devs. Absolutely. This is so key. I get it. You might have to have a day off the game, a couple of days. But look, we waited ages for the first patch. Those Xbox One players have been stuck on Beginner Island for like 3 weeks. And now we have an update 2 days after the initial patch. And then we have another one 5 days after the initial patch. Now, I'm not going to go through the rest of it, but I do recommend heading to the comments on this video and just having a read of this. It's very important, and I think it's key for those of you who are especially frustrated with this. Now, here is the sad news. The 30th has been delayed for Xbox. The content update will not come out on the 30th, but it will come out within a week. I guess this is just to give them a little bit of time for that 27th update to drop. Fix the game before they add more. Now, don't get me wrong, it's frustrating, but imagine they add more to the game when it's already broken. How frustrated would you be then? Let's get the game working, roughly, and then let's bring in some new content. I'm sorry if I'm losing my voice a little bit. I feel like I'm getting a bit sick. Series X here. After the update, it deleted everything from all of my chests except for my cloud storage. My character is also seemingly vibrating. Not sure how else to describe it. It's kind of like an extremely fast rubber banding issue. I'm quite a bit peeved about all my stuff though. Absolutely. I understand, and I've seen footage of this fast rubber banding. It doesn't look nice. As I've said to many of you guys in these comments, Xbox One got an upgrade. New gen got screwed. It's just the facts of it, I'm afraid. Now, I really wish I could just hide my replies so you guys could see the trend that's going on here, but go and take a look for yourself. Go into the comments of this video and have a read. All of you are having the same problem. I'm absolutely over the moon for you Xbox One players and One S players. You deserve a chance to play the game, but it doesn't take away from the fact that all the other consoles have been affected in the meantime. But again, thank you so much for all this feedback. These comments are unbelievable. Some of the feedback is positive, negative, some just calling me out. We're all over the shop, but we are a community. We are one. We all want this game to succeed, no matter what platform you are on. Series X players wanted Xbox One players to be able to play. There doesn't need to be a reason to go against each other, argue at the devs, whatever. The devs know, believe me, they've received criticism from their Discord non-stop. But that is the reality of it. And that brings us to the end. Now I know I'm going to get some hate for this video, but I have to express how I feel, and more importantly, I have to get your guys' feedback across. We are all in the same boat here. But if you did enjoy this video, and look, I'm doing everything I can to keep you guys updated, please do drop a like and subscribe. Comment down below if you're still having problems. This footage is captured on PC, and it's still laggy when fighting a griffin, so unfortunately the griffin, we can't take that as feedback. That's going to happen regardless. Hence why I said they need to just like get rid of that ability, if you ask me. But thank you guys so much for listening to me. Videos will return to normal as soon as possible, but my main focus is making sure you guys can actually play the game. I really appreciate you all. Much love, everybody. But I really hope they fix this game soon. Just a reminder, 24th is an update for Xbox One and One S. But all consoles will still be updated, so let's hope it does something for you newer gens as well. And then on the 27th, new gen will be fixed. And then a week after the 30th, you'll receive your content update. Good luck out there, be careful what you're doing, but most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace!